space.
Everyone, welcome to Concordia University's fourth space, and thank you for joining us for today's event, Lunch and Learn, Celebrating Sustainability. Now, to help situate you, we are streaming to YouTube live from fourth space, and we are located here on unceded Indigenous lands in Tiohtià:ke, Montreal. Here at fourth space, we work with our university community to help mobilize knowledge. We co-create daily activities that examine research questions and projects in development across the university. We're running today's event as a live streamed Zoom meeting, so anyone joining us in Zoom, we welcome your comments and questions in the chat. Those of you here in the space, just raise your hand and we'll get a microphone over to you. Now with that, it's my pleasure to hand it over to the Sustainability Manager of the Office of Sustainability, Cassandra, excuse me, let me try that again. Cassandra Lamontagne. Cassandra, welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much for having us. And I can't see anybody in the physical space, but hello. I'll be sharing screens so that I could do a quick presentation. Great. So as Doug mentioned, my name is Cassandra Lamontagne. I'm the Sustainability Manager in our Office of Sustainability. Today I'll be running through what our office is, who we are, what we do. I only have a short amount of time, so I'll be going through things fairly quickly, just kind of very broadly, speaking about each of our programs. But if anybody has any particular questions or comments on anything that I talk about, yeah, I'd be very happy to answer those. So beginning with who we are, our mandate at the university is really to uphold our sustainability policy. We do have one. It was launched in 2017. And our office is located within the VP Services and Sustainability sector, but we operate as a central sustainability unit, sort of upholding the sustainability policy and supporting sustainability on both the operational and the engagement and the academic side at Concordia. And so part of our work, we promote best practices in ecological, economic, and social sustainability. So it's important to keep in mind that sort of three pillars or concentric circles model of sustainability that encompasses all three of those areas. And our work is really to develop tools, trainings, programs, and improve processes and metrics towards sustainability and advancing all those aspects of sustainability at Concordia. So you're going to get used to me saying the word sustainability a lot in this presentation. Our key objective is to foster sustainability culture change among our community of students, faculty, and staff at Concordia. So as a team, we have determined some of our key guiding values so that our work at Concordia not only helps us to attain sustainability objectives, but so that we act sustainably in our processes and our methodologies and our approaches. So we seek to enact our work through a mindset and approach that supports indigenization, decolonization, equity, diversity, inclusion, and justice. And the values that we have identified as guiding our approach to our work are accessibility, accountability, community care, education, justice, and resilience. So the Office of Sustainability itself is not huge, though we have grown in recent years. We're a fairly small team, as you can see. But it's worth noting that we have sustainability staff working in many different areas at Concordia outside of our office as well. So that includes sustainable food systems and urban agriculture, buildings and campus planning. We have a big zero waste team who helped organized this entire week-long event, who will also be presenting today, working on waste reduction and diversion and reuse at Concordia. And we have also some staff members dedicated to sustainability in curriculum and research at Concordia. And it would be remiss not to mention all the amazing student-led initiatives that have been advancing sustainability for many, many years at Concordia, even before the Office of Sustainability came into being. This is not even a complete list. The Sustainability Hub webpage, which you can get to by going to concordia.ca/sustainability. From there, you can navigate to a full list of the student initiatives and how you can get involved in those too. So what do? We run a number of different programs that seek to increase the sustainability of Concordia, mainly through engagement and assessments. One of our big programs that we run is the Student Sustainability Ambassadors Program. This is a cohort-based program for groups of students who want to get sustainability leadership skills through skills building, leadership experience, and peer networking opportunities. And so that's an 8-month program lasting from September to April. All students are welcome. That means all faculties, all degree levels. So we do have students from the undergraduate all the way up to the PhD level. And program-related activities take up 6 hours per week, so it's fairly intensive. Those activities include learning sessions, volunteering with participating campus sustainability organizations, such as the Center for Creative Reuse, as well as developing in groups sustainability outreach campaigns or projects that are developed and implemented in the year that students are with us in the program. If students want to get credit for participating in this program, they can do so through the Loyola College for Diversity and Sustainability, which anybody from any faculty can sign up to their sustainability internship course and get credit for this experience through that. For students looking for a more sporadic or less intensive way to get involved in sustainability, we also have a sustainability volunteer program. This connects students to volunteering opportunities across campus through a centrally managed system where we kind of have a central approach to recruitment, as well as volunteer management software that we offer the groups participating in this program, seeking volunteers for their initiatives. So those partners include really great groups, including Seed Concordia, the Climate Emergency Committee, the Hive Cafe, People's Potato, and others, as well as, of course, our lovely groups involved in Zero Waste Concordia. So that's AB Compost, Sucker, CP3, and Zero Waste Event Services. So for employees seeking to get involved and increase the sustainability of their departments, we also have a cohort-based program for employees that could be staff or faculty members who are able to dedicate 4 hours per month in training sessions and then kind of go back to their department and sort of audit current practices on a number of different topics, including waste practices, transportation to and from the university. And so each month there's sort of a training session on a different topic, and then employees go back to their departments, see what the current situation is, and work with others in their department to implement new initiatives and best practices. And in the summer months, employees spend their hours volunteering, either in our campus gardens or at the Petit Vélo Rouge bike shop at Loyola. Our office also developed a sustainable event guide and certification, which is really just to help Concordians who are looking to make their events more sustainable, both socially and environmentally, really helping them to get the guidance and help they need to do so and be able to celebrate it through a certification. This was developed in collaboration with multiple departments. So the Office of Sustainability took the lead in developing this, but really did so in partnership with many different actors, including the Access Center for Students with Disabilities, the Equity Office, the Indigenous Directions Office, Zero Waste Concordia, Hospitality Concordia, and others. So the guide and certification include best practices related to diversity and inclusion, indigenization, accessibility, waste and transport, purchasing and sponsorship, digital consumption. So that's more like, especially with online or hybrid events, like it's more about the computer usage and energy usage, and sustainability awareness and reporting as well. Every year, we have a really fun moment in time, which is actually coming up very soon this year, to recognize our amazing students, faculty, and staff that have done a lot to making a difference toward the social, ecological, and/or economic well-being at Concordia. And so we have a process in place where we open up for nominations. Anyone can nominate any student, faculty, or staff member at Concordia based on the level of effort, leadership, collaboration, innovation and creativity, or impact that they've had in their efforts at Concordia. And then we celebrate them every year at the annual Engagement Awards ceremony in collaboration with the CCSL Outstanding Achievement Award, Outstanding Contribution Award, sorry, and the Live Volunteer Award, as well as the Environmental Health and Safety Champions Award. The Shuffle for Climate Justice is an interesting event that we have done for the past several years as part of the annual Shuffle Walkathon. So the Shuffle is an annual fundraising event where members of Concordia raise funds for student scholarships, and it all culminates in September in a walkathon event from the downtown to the Loyola campus. And so in 2019, we formed a team specifically to raise awareness of climate change and to participate in the Global Climate March, the historic Global Climate March that took place in Montreal, as the Climate March did coincide that year with the day of the Shuffle itself. But also the point of this event is to raise money for students. And so through the funds we raised that year and in subsequent years, we created a Leadership and Sustainability Shuffle Award. So this is an award for students who are both studying in a sustainability-related program and taking part in some kind of campus sustainability leadership activity. And so we have 2 awards per year given out at $2,500 each. And there are a number of other events and activities that we organize as an office. Every year, Campus Sustainability Month takes place in October. This is an event that really brings together different actors from across Concordia, students, faculty, and staff. Anybody who has a sustainability event or activity that they want to highlight and celebrate, we include and we sort of promote during Campus Sustainability Month, because there's so much going on in October every year. Around Earth Day, we typically partner with Zero Waste Concordia on a cleanup event where we get to clean up each of our campuses and sort of get a sense of what kind of litter is most common around our 2 campuses as well. And we offer several workshops throughout the year, sometimes in collaboration with the CSU and their climate week. So workshops such as greenwashing, fly less, and most recently we've begun offering workshops around eco-anxiety. So turning to the more strategic portion of what we do at the office, and I know this is like a lot, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if anybody has questions or wants to talk about any of this, but the Office of Sustainability supported the development of and now supports the implementation of our 5-year sustainability action plan, which includes the topics of food, waste, climate, research, and curriculum. We also are responsible for measuring our progress towards sustainability at Concordia. So the Velu 6 certification is something we apply to every 5 years now, and it's really just to measure Concordia's ability to offer proper infrastructure, incentives, and supports for cyclists. So we're certified silver on each campus. The STARS assessment, we apply to every 3 years. This stands for Sustainability Tracking Assessment and Rating System. This is the most comprehensive certification that we seek at Concordia. You could say just because it covers all manner of sustainability and has something like 300 credits for which we need to measure data and submit for. The Times Higher Education Impact Rankings is a measure of how Concordia contributes to the Sustainable Development Goals. And so Concordia tends to do fairly well in that, especially in the SDGs related to climate action and to sustainable cities and communities. And Concordia became a fair trade campus in 2016, which means we offer a number of different fair trade items on campus, including chocolate, sugar, coffee, tea, and bananas. And the team in Hospitality Concordia is now working toward a more advanced version of this certification so that they could be recognized for additional efforts that they've made around engagement and promotion of fair trade on campus as well. And so those are the certifications. And then to support these certifications and also to understand what progress we're making and how we can plan for additional sustainability interventions and initiatives, we take part in a number of different assessments and surveys and produce a number of different reports every few years or so too. So I'm very happy to answer any questions, like I said, but if you ever wanted to kind of learn more about anything that I've spoken about, the website for sustainability at Concordia is concordia.ca sustainability. I really encourage you to check it out because it's not just what we, the office, does, but really everything going on around sustainability at Concordia. So it's very comprehensive, and you can get a number of different resources there on how to get involved or how to become more sustainable, or how to make use of the different services I've mentioned today. We also have a monthly newsletter, which again doesn't just highlight our own activities, but the activities of many different departments and student groups, news, events, opportunities to get involved, job opportunities sometimes. So you can sign up for our newsletter. And then we're also on Instagram, LinkedIn, so you can follow us. And my email address is there as well. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for listening.
Thanks, Cassandra. If anyone has any questions on Zoom or here in the space, just let us know. We'll get a microphone over to you. Does anyone have a question for Cassandra? We're good? Okay. Well, then maybe we can transition over to Arrien.
On the screen there? Okay. Good afternoon. Thanks, Cassandra, for the shout out in your presentation. It's really great to be part of a larger sustainability ecosystem here at Concordia. My name is Arrien. I'm one of the co-founders and coordinators at the Concordia University Center for Creative Reuse, or SUCCR for short. And just recently, on March 22nd, we celebrated our 7th year operating on campus. We opened back in March of 2017, just a week after Concordia had the first snow day in 60 years. So it actually was kind of nice. It gave us a bit of an extra chance to get ready to open the doors. And we saw 100 people that first day, and we've been seeing lots more people since then. And so to give you a bit of background, the Reuse Center collects usable materials from all over campus, whether it be professors retiring and they leave things behind, construction projects with waste coming out of those sites, classroom cleanouts, studio cleanouts at the end of the semester, so on and so forth. And we really have a bit of everything that we've collected here at the center. which is located in the Grey Nuns building at 1200 Guy. We're open on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 1 to 4 p.m. But I'm going to start with some of the celebratory slides that we posted a few weeks ago on Instagram. Hopefully, hello. Just a second, technical difficulties here. There we go. So this is our co-founder, Anna Timbotos, who did her master's research in art education, looking at other creative reuse centers across Canada. Focused in one in Winnipeg called Arts Junction, and really saw that as a good sort of stepping stone to what might happen here at Concordia. And so, like I said earlier, in March of 2017, gathered a lot of people around her to make it happen. Students interning in different ways to look at the background of how it was all going to work, having people build the space, having people build the system that would make it run. And so this is a really good example of taking your master's or your graduate work and applying it in the real world, which is exactly what Anna did so many years ago, and has also, it's been a bit of a recruitment tool to get other people in the art education master's degree as well, and has been inspiring for not only folks here at Concordia, but other institutions that have come through to the center and asked about how it all began, and how they could apply the same thing to their institution, whether it was in a university or in a nonprofit sector. And to this date, it is still the only creative reuse center in a Canadian university. So there aren't any others at the moment, not that we've heard of. There are a few in the United States, but it's really great to see that we're sort of still leading the charge in terms of creative reuse in a university setting. We started in a very, very small space. For those that know Concordia, in the hall building across the street from the floor space, it was about 600 square feet, and we've since expanded our what we call our used material depot to over 1,000 square feet of space. And it's really sort of a store vibe in there. We have shelves that display all the materials, and we're always trying to find new ways to make essentially waste look appealing to you folks to take for new projects. And we're really happy to have expanded to these bigger spaces. It gives us more opportunities to bring more materials in, but it gives us also opportunities for people to come and make in the spaces as well. We do have sewing machines and bookbinding machines and things like that in our space now, as well as some large tables for people to work at and hang out. People sometimes will just come during open and make art and hang out and tell stories. Fun fact number 3 is we have a very, very dedicated group of volunteers. Cassandra mentioned earlier the Sustainable Ambassadors Program, as well as the General Volunteer Program. This is how we're able to run. Yes, we do have some paid coordinators, myself and Anna, but we couldn't do it without the support of all the dedicated hours that the ambassadors give us and volunteers give us every semester. So we really do genuinely thank them from the bottom of our hearts. They give us so much. We've also had interns involved in the past. So I think to date we're at over 70 volunteers and interns involved at the Reuse Center, making it happen every time we're open. And you can always ask them questions about what's in the space. By now in the year, they really have a sense of what's in the space and what's available, and they should be able to help you out. Over the last 7 years, we've had over 17,000 people come through the doors, whether that was in our old space, old small space, or our newer space in the Grey Nuns building. And that's when I pulled up this number, or I calculated it the other day, it was quite a surprise to see that. You know, we see our daily tally. We tally every day how many people come through the door. which is averaging about 40 visitors per open hour or per open time slot. So that's also quite a lot. And we're sort of starting to reach sort of pre-pandemic numbers, which is also great to see. Fun fact number 5 is we've diverted over 35 metric tons from the landfill in that time since we began. So it doesn't seem like a lot overall, but when you think about the materials that go out the doors, most of them featured in this picture, so it's things small as a CD or even a button, that adds up and that becomes that 35 metric tons. So it's great to see that we've had that kind of impact on a waste scale here at the university, and we hope to continue to do so and have that impact here. We also ask a question at checkout. So we weigh things as they leave, and we ask the question about how much would you have spent? Because we don't charge for the materials that we have on the shelves at the reuse center. And so people sort of, sometimes they come in and they know, and as they pick things off the shelves, they're thinking about if they had gone to a thrift store or a garage sale or maybe even just a regular store and purchased those items. Because sometimes we do have items that come in that they've never been used, so they're technically new, brand new. And so to date, we've saved our members almost $400,000 in money they didn't have to spend on new materials for the projects that they're creating. And that's, our biggest sort of membership is students for sure, and that really helps at the end of the day. With prices going up everywhere and on everything, it's really helping our community to save a lot of money when they have projects to do, whether it's for school or for home. And the last fun fact that we collected recently is that we are connected to over 50 courses across all 4 faculties of the university. So this means whether it's a brief mention by a professor or it's embedded in the curriculum, like in black and white, that you should, as a student, go and use Sucker for getting materials for your projects. And that number seems to be growing as time goes on. A lot more curriculum has changed over the years, and where there's a lot more professors sort of enforcing, using what's already around us, which is what we do at the center, is like, there's so much in the world already, so why not give it a new life? And so when we tabulated this list quite recently, we were also surprised with how many courses. I think it's actually up to 60 since I put these slides together, but and it'll probably grow in the coming years as well. So with that, we just really want to thank everyone that comes through the doors, that supports us in any way, for the continued support. It's because of you that we continue to exist, whether you're taking materials off the shelf, or you're talking about us in your courses, or you're helping us move materials around the university. There's so many people involved beyond the people that are sort of the core of the reuse center. So yes, thank you to our community. And now I have a special announcement. So launching tomorrow, as part of the initiative of Zero Waste Concordia to reduce the waste going out of the university, we are launching an online store. It's small to start because there's a lot of items to go through and to figure out what we want to put on there. But we're starting with a selection of used furniture, as well as items from a program called CP3, which you'll find out more about later in the week in the panel that we're having. But CP3, or Concordia Precious Plastics Project, takes Concordia plastic waste from different places. A majority of it is from 3D printing labs on campus, and then shreds that material and makes it available for new projects. And they're also creating sheet material. So the earrings that you see here and keychains on the screen or online is made from the shredded plastic. So it's formed into sheet, and then a tool cuts it out into different shapes, and then products are made for that. And then they're also selling the shredded material. So if you're a student on campus or you're a community member that wants to work with recycled plastics, you can buy it by the kilo, and it comes in a variety of colors, pretty much the whole range of colors from the rainbow except purple. We haven't come upon any purple plastic yet, but stay tuned, we never know. There might be some purple plastic out there coming this way. So that'll launch tomorrow. If you're part of the Concordia, wider Concordia community, you'll see that in some e-newsletters that go out tomorrow, and check out the front page of Concordia as well, and the front page of Zero Waste Concordia to see where you can click and make a purchase. We have lots of the beige library stool. There's 40 in stock at the moment, so if you're into that, I personally have one at home. It's a great thing to have in the kitchen. If you need I'm very tall, but I still need a step stool from time to time. So great to get those pots from an upper shelf. And then we have also about 40 of the metal folding chairs. So please, check it out tomorrow. It will be launching, and we'll let ForceSpace know. Maybe they can share the link once it's live. And so that's about it for Zero Waste. But I'm going to share, or for the store rather. But I'm also going to share this. So if you want to see what kind of progress, particularly Zero Waste has made, but also Cassandra was talking about the action plan earlier. We're into the final stretch of that first 5 years of the plan. We're already starting the early steps of planning the next 5 years of the next plan. And so if you want to find out more, you can go to concordia.ca/sustainability, and you can find the action plan there. And here you can also find the latest progress reports of how we're doing. I pulled up the Zero Waste progress report just so that you can sort of narrow in on that if you want. But I'll sort of bring up some other initiatives that are going on with Zero Waste. A very recent one is what we call the CRT, or the Concordia Retech program, where we're sort of diverting electronic waste from our IT department to give it new life in different ways. Some of the newer electronics that are still working, we're looking to put them on the Zero Waste store. And then older ones that are still working but maybe don't have the same connections that they once did, you can actually come to the reuse center and get some of those old monitors, maybe some old mice and keyboards. And then we're looking at items that maybe the whole doesn't work, but maybe some of the components still work. So taking electronics apart to then make components available to students, to researchers, on and off campus to work with, to achieve their projects using used electronics. So you can check that out, Concordia Retech. They have a great Instagram if you want to check that out. They're doing a lot of cool stuff there. They're doing live repairs. We're also going to have this afternoon from 4 to 6, Concordia Retech, one of our coordinators from there, Lee, will be taking components apart just to show the process of doing it. So stay tuned back here at ForceSpace from 4 to 6 to catch that. We're going to be doing some overhead camera work, so it should be kind of fun. We also have the Digitizing Waste program. So I might not get all the details right, but essentially we're trying to start to use things like AI to better understand our waste across the university, to know where we can improve. So using cameras and cameras and computers to check in on what's happening in the waste bins, but also looking at using them as you're putting an item in the bin, how that might help you using the camera to say, well, oh, wait a minute, you should put that in the bin next door. So things like that, and also better ways of tracking all of our different waste metrics. So we have a lot of initiatives that track waste across the university, And so now we have students working on that behind the scenes of how we can track that and then better share it with you, share it with the community. That's it in a nutshell. But yeah, do check out the Zero Waste Progress Report. And that's it for me. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Doug, for giving us a spot this morning.
No problem. Does anyone have any questions? Now we can get a microphone over to you or anyone online. Okay.
There was a chat. Maybe.
There was a chat. So I think it was Cassandra mentioning that the stools would make a great place to put a plant.
This is true. This is
which
true.
I agree with.
You actually, Cassandra, I know, has a cat. It might be an interesting, if you modify it a little bit, the cat might like to hang out because there is a little shelf below the top surface. So anyways, just putting it out there.
If you're gonna mention the cat, then I'm gonna show you the cat.
Yeah, we need some cat TV real quick.
There we go.
He does need a stool. You're right, Arrien.
Great, thanks.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us, Arrien and Cassandra, for this, just to find out exactly what's happening, not only now, but in the future related to sustainability here at Concordia. Those of you online in the space, thank you for attending and participating. We'll be closing up the Zoom and the live stream now, but just a reminder that this is already available on our YouTube channel, and it's a good way to find out what's happening in sustainability currently. So, visit, like it, share it. Okay, and as Arrien also mentioned, make sure you come back at 4 o'clock for screens, keyboards, and mice, reclaiming, upcycling, and exploring familiar parts of computers. All right,